Zaczynamy program Poza Rządem.
Hello, my name is Irmina. I'm from the STRIM Association, Youth Development and Integration Association in Krakow, Stowarzyszenie Rozwoju Integracji Młodzieży STRIM. Jak co miesiąc witam Was wszystkich w programie EVS Streaming Live. Jest to audycja, w której zapraszam wolontariuszy, ludzi z różnych krajów, z Europy i nie tylko, którzy są w Krakowie na 9-miesięcznym programie Wolontariat Europejski EVS. Dzisiaj będziemy rozmawiać, jak co miesiąc mamy inny topik i dzisiaj będziemy rozmawiać o tym, co to znaczy być eco-friendly, jak żyć przyjaźnie dla siebie, dla otoczenia, dla środowiska i będziemy się zastanawiać, jakie praktyki temu najbardziej służą i zastanowimy się, czy w różnych krajach jest inaczej, gdzie takie bycie eko i życie w zgodzie z naturą, a tak naprawdę w zgodzie ze sobą, jest najbardziej trendy, na topie, popularne, gdzie to się najbardziej udaje. I dzisiaj moimi gośćmi są Lodin i Stefani. Lodin and Stefani, if you could please tell a few words about yourself. What are you doing in Krakow?
Okay, so I start. I'm Stefanie, I'm from Germany and working here in a kindergarten for EVS. And I just finished school and now I'm trying to experience my life here abroad. And that's what I'm doing.
For me, so I'm Lodin, I'm from France, and here too I work in a kindergarten with Stefanie, and I finished my studies in communication, and now I just here for find something for my life, or I don't know.
Okay, so you came here to find something, to have an experience, also to live something through.
Yes.
And please tell me, first a kind of icebreaker, is it your first time on the radio program live, or maybe you are very much used to it?
No, for me it's my first time.
Yeah, for me definitely too.
Okay, don't be stressed, you'll be okay. But I'm glad that you have this experience here in Poland during your EVS, so something extra. Please tell me, so now let's try to think about our topic, sustainable lifestyle and so on. This term of eco-friendly lifestyle or sustainable lifestyle, how can it be translated into your native languages, so French and German?
I mean, in my language, how we call it?
Exactly, just how you say it in French.
In French is mode de vie éco-responsable, so eco-responsible, and lifestyle is mode de vie. And
so it literally means like eco-responsible lifestyle,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, Stefanie?
In German we would say ein nachhaltiges, einen nachhaltigen Lebensstil führen. And it means also living a sustainable lifestyle.
Okay, so in this case, sustainable, in German, and in French, responsible. So I think there are two very important and could be like a keywords for our further discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And how, if I ask you about your own definition, or what is important for you in like eco-friendly lifestyle, let's say the definition, could you just try to describe it in a few words?
Personally, I would describe it like living a life aware of the consequences that my own and my daily consumption causes, and minimalizing the waste of resources that I'm producing on my own. Because for me, lifestyle starts in my own head and in my mind, and so this is the first step, that I'm aware that there are consequences, and that it's not that what I'm buying or what I'm eating or living, it has consequences for other people, for animals, for the whole planet. So it's a lot about knowing what is happening around me, and what is going on.
Yes. So for me, actually,
yes.
it's the same. I think for me, it's especially helping like little producers, for example, in the markets, or I don't know. It's like yes, some stuff like this, and just something responsible of environment, obviously, and it just for example, to give a good word for me for the future generation, like not just for us, but just for the people who will be after us. And yes, buy some stuff really like eco. I don't know. It's like all of this stuff. Yes.
Okay, so for details of it, about some practices, for sure, I'm going to ask you a bit later on. So I would just take like some keywords that what you said, like awareness, responsibility, being local, and I wanted to ask you about your everyday practices. If and you can be just honest. If you don't do, you can also say. But if you given that you were interested in this topic, maybe there are some small things that you're trying to do, or maybe you want to try to do. Now we have this, like we are still in the month of the New Year's resolution, so it's a good moment to try to plan something.
Actually, for me, because we live together, and for example, in the flat we just make the recycling, like plastic and glasses and all the stuff, and so this is, I think, for me one of the most important. For example, when I go to the supermarket, I always I don't buy my vegetables in the supermarket, but I try to go to the little market, like for the producers, to buy something like eco-responsible. And for me, yes, it's the both thing that I make all the time. And obviously all these things, like in the flat, for example, we put the light off when we're not in the room. We just take care about the water, and of course, I think all of this stuff, it's for me it's normal actually. So I always don't think about make it like.
Yeah, and I'm also really happy to live with Lodine, because we're in this topic, we have the same opinion about it, and both of us, we care a lot about not using so much water or energy or whatever. And when it comes to me, about this is, I really like that we have every day, again, a new chance to be better than the day before. And so every day I'm facing a lot of decisions to take. If I'm in the supermarket and I think about, okay, what am I going to buy? Do I want to buy the cheese or not? Because when I buy like a lot of vegetables or fruits, whatever, of course I'm eating them and I'm not eating other stuff. And this is something that is, something that I'm facing every day, and that is my opinion, my decision. And so for myself, I try also to buy a lot of vegetables and healthy food, and also when it's possible, not only in the supermarket but also in the small open markets here in Krakow.
It's possible, yes.
As you said, you live together, so I'm wondering, probably you're not just two of you in the flat, so are the others also convinced to follow what you are doing?
Actually, yes, I think. Because, for example, the recycling, we just don't say like, okay, we make this, we just put the bags and everybody make it like, I think good. I'm not always to watch if it's good, it's not good, or I'm not like a mother, but yes, I think everybody take care about it. Actually.
Yeah, we're not talking too much about this because actually everyone is doing his own, is part of this, and is not behaving a lot different than us.
Yeah, I think for everybody's like normal. I think.
Yeah, there's not really a need to talk about this because
yeah, I think too.
Okay, kind of like a sure thing that everyone has written in their minds, right? You're lucky, guys, if it's the case like this, what you're saying.
We are just girls, so maybe it's it's really, really cool.
But we are really happy. We are a good team together.
Yeah. For this.
Also about the ecology stuff.
Yes.
Trying.
Of course, yes.
And thinking of these good practices that you just mentioned, if we see it in like a bigger scale, I was wondering if you can think of some examples back home of what is happening. Maybe you can tell us. Maybe you can share some good practices in the scale of the city or the quarter, the district. For example, in Krakow we have some community gardens. So this space that is dedicated like first of all, it's very important that it's a space that was decided not to be built up. So it's some green space and left just for the entertainment and the education of people living in Krakow. So if you want, you can try to grow something there. You can use this space, but I think it's something really unusual that we have maybe just few of them for now, but it was probably very difficult not to allow the investors to build something there and just to leave it for the community. And the recycling part, it's pretty advanced, I would say. And the thing that you are saying that you are doing home, we try to do it, I believe, in institutions and home every day. And what you mentioned, Lodin, the quality of the food, of vegetables and fruits on the small markets, Poland is still it's very known from this, the quality of the vegetables and fruit, that they are very often, the pesticides are not really common and stuff. So just these few examples of the things that I know, and I believe they are working well in Krakow. I don't want to generalize. And I wanted to ask you if this idea of, for example, community gardens or local markets, that's probably something that you also heard, but does it exist back in your towns or cities, and maybe you have some other good practices, something you saw and you could tell us?
About community gardens concretely, actually I didn't knew before that we have it here in Krakow, but it's very cool, the idea. When I think about Germany, yeah, we don't have exactly that, or maybe we have it, but I don't know. But in my own hometown, for example, I know that many people have houses and gardens on their own, so they're already growing their own stuff there. But for example, one day when I was on a trip in Berlin, I was walking through the streets and I found something like a garden that I didn't knew about, and I just went inside and I saw that it's some kind of market, but there are vegetables and herbs grown everywhere, and you can just go there and you can take what you want from the earth directly and buy it. And this was very cool because it was like a small paradise where of course you see many people there, some kind of stereotypes like you would call hippie or whatever, but I was really appreciating that because it was really like a different world, and you can just go there and you can smell all the different smells of the plants, and it was really great.
So actually in France, where I live, it's the same. In the little town where I live, they have some community gardens, and it's the same in Germany. All the people have some gardens, so they make it by your home. But actually in the big city next to where I live, I don't think they have this. But I think that in Paris they make it but in the just on the top of the house or of the building.
On the roof,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
and they make big things like this. They try. At least, but yes, for this I think they make it, and for the little market, like the farmers market, yes, we have it a lot, just not in the big cities, but even in the little, yes, we have a lot, and it's really good actually. So, yes, of course.
And is there something else coming to your mind? Maybe something that you didn't see in Poland, some idea of this waste management or turning into practice some eco-friendly practices, or it's similar and you think that or you see more similarities, that that there is no this division between the Western and Eastern societies that maybe care less about the environment.
Yeah, honestly, I think we are here for 4 months now, so for me, I don't know too much about the management here in Poland, so I can't say too much about it. And also in Germany, of course, it doesn't happen like that. You can see it. It's something that happens behind the walls, and you don't know what happened to the food, for example, from the supermarket. Of course, I can imagine that it's not going, for example, for homeless people, or there is, because as far as I know, we have also some laws about it, that food that is not, let's say, good enough or already old is not. They are not allowed to give it to homeless people or whatever, to donate it, and they just are forced to throw it away. And it's something that is going definitely wrong, because this is, for example, one thing that can be changed so easily, and many people can live from that and can take this and would be very thankful for it.
Yeah, I think the same actually. I think for this we have, and I think it's in all the West, like the part of the Europe, I think we have to change this, like just even for example for the dates that you have in the products, always when, for example, I know many people in the supermarket or just around me, they say no, I don't want to eat it because it's 1 day or 2 days off, but come on, just 2 days, like you can't eat it, or you can eat it actually. So I don't know, it's like these stupid things, and then just put dates because they have to put dates, but actually it's good since during I don't know, maybe 1 week more, but just people just thought, okay, I have to put it in the trash and just don't eat it. But it's, yes, for the homeless, so I don't know, it's like I don't know, it's really strange.
And when it's about supermarkets, I also remember that I saw many times the people, and of course I also did it a few times, so I can't say that I'm perfect, but people often are staying in front of vegetables, and they are searching for the best and the best looking paprika or whatever. And so actually, of course, I did it too, but I'm trying to change that, because come on, we don't need to search for the perfect fruits or vegetables. Everything is good, and we could be thankful for having this, and just taking it and eat it because it's good.
Yeah, I think the same. In France, they make something like this, and the communication about it, like you can eat something even if it's not beautiful, like, and they put the vegetables or the fruits were just really strange, and I think it can make change something, I think, but.
It's very nice for me to hear that you're mentioning this, because I know the feeling of searching for the best carrots, in the box. And also I know the campaign you're talking about, Lodin, and I believe we also had it in Poland, like the Polish version, or it was pretty successful, and except as just as an example from abroad, but pretty successful. I still have in my mind the picture of very much irregular carrot or whatever vegetable, and like saying I'm still okay, right? You don't have to search for the perfect one. Okay, we will. I don't know if we will still talk about vegetables, but from what you said, I can see that like this topic provokes always. Like talking about problems and challenges, and we will definitely talk more about this. And now let's listen to the French band or a singer, Sustile Fainéante, and we come back in a few minutes.
Okay.
Poza rządem. Program o organizacjach pozarządowych.
Here we are again. Irmina with Lodin and Stefani. So the girls are invited today to talk about eco-friendly and sustainable lifestyle. They actually have some pretty interesting story to share about how they stop laughing, about how they tested. I call it like a test for a Polish tomato and the amount of pesticides. So please go on.
Yeah, we are not sure where the tomato is coming from. I don't know, maybe she's from Spain and not from Poland, but you want to tell?
Actually, I was in the supermarket at the beginning of the EVS, so in the beginning of October, and I bought tomatoes, and I just forget to eat one of them, and we just decided to draw a face on it and just to keep it, and said, okay, we'll keep it till the end of the EVS. But I don't know, all the day when I woke up, I always saw her, and I thought, okay, she's still alive, and
also it was her.
Also, yes,
you
her.
discovered.
I don't know, because it's
all right.
Yes, for me, tomato. It's a girl, and it was because she's dead. And after we just yesterday, Stefani showed me that she began to be like not really good, so we decided to put it in the trash. But actually, she like one of the half of the tomato was always good. So I don't know how she can be still alive.
Yeah,
in this
for 3 months.
Yes, for 3 or 4 months. So it's yes. I don't know what is inside, but I'm really happy to not eat it. actually.
Girls, no comments. Do you have another friend to keep for the next, how many months of your stay? 5, 4? Till the end of June?
5, 6, 6, 5.5.
Yes,
Yes,
5.5
yeah, 5.5.
months. Okay, are you going to keep another friend like this?
Of course,
Actually,
yes.
we have many friends. Or let's don't say friends. They're kind of family members now in our apartment. The latest one is a coconut, but I think she will stay with us until the end, and maybe also for the next generation of volunteers in this apartment.
Yep.
So we have a good relationship to our food in our apartment.
It's called being close to the nature.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine, I guess, better guests to talk about this topic. And I didn't know before, so I'm really pleased. But to make it so sweet and happy, I wanted to ask you now about the challenges. So, what do you think, and did you hear about the problem we have here, which is the smog, the air pollution? And do you have your own idea where does it come from, or the strategy how to deal with it?
Yeah, I think most of the people here say that it's a lot caused by the heaters here and the old buildings, and yeah, that's what people say, and maybe I can agree with that as long as I'm here and I see this, because people say that in spring and in summer it's not that bad, so it seems like it comes from heaters in winter. So yeah, and also our heaters in our apartment, they are really old, and
Yes.
so it could be yeah.
Yes, actually, I think the same. For example, when my mother come in December, she just say yes, many pollution, but I don't know why, and blah blah blah. We begin to speak about it, and after they with their boyfriend, they enter in the apartment, and the boyfriend of my mother said, "Okay, I know why they have pollution. Look at this heater. Is like." It's not ecological at all. So I thought yes, of course, because we don't see many cars actually. So I don't know. For me, it's this, but I don't really know. But yes, of course, we heard it like all the time. For example, in the kindergarten, when the smog is really like, I don't know how to say big. I don't know.
Yes,
if it's
high.
Yeah, high. They just say, okay, don't go out. And we saw it like when we go out of the apartment, we saw it in the hair that it's not really good. So we thought, okay, always in the morning we said together like, okay, today it's really bad, I think. So we just don't know, but yes, we think it's
Obviously. No, but I also think that it's maybe caused by also because of the buildings here are very old, and there are this I don't know the name in English, but for the high walls and the big rooms. And it makes this city beautiful because the buildings are looking so nice and they are so old, and really it's really so nice. But I think in winter you are heating a lot for making the apartment warm. But yeah, you really need more and more heat to keep the apartment warm.
Yes.
With these
And big heat and make many.
Yeah, the main part of the reason is what you are saying, and then there's the thing also what people put, what they burn, because sometimes
Okay.
when you burn the trash, that's super toxic.
Okay.
So,
okay.
but exactly what you're saying, it's one of the things. Did you know before that we have this huge problem in
Yes.
Krakow?
For me,
before coming here?
For me, I didn't know, but
Yeah, so I have also grandparents in Poland in the countryside, and a few years ago I was there in winter, because usually I'm there in summer, and I was in winter one time, and of course, on the countryside it's a little bit, I think, different than here, like in Krakow, because farmers, and they have big houses and everything, and they burn a lot, and really you feel when you go outside, you really smell it in the air, and after a few minutes you really have a headache, and you have to go inside because you can't stay any longer outside, because it's a little bit more extreme than here in Krakow.
Even more. And thinking about your life before AVS, are you able to identify this kind of topic, ecological danger or a problem that is like local, that is kind of discussed in your city or in your town?
This problem of pollution?
This or a different one, or is it there something maybe in the scale of your country, some challenge related to the, like, very broadly, speaking, the ecology or the ecology matter that is kind of discussed now, because this air pollution, it really became a topic this winter.
Actually, in France, for example, the pollution, I know that we have a lot in Paris, and but a lot in France, but here it's not a lot if we compare from here. But in Paris, they try to make it good, like they have to use the cars like alternate, like 1 and 1. It's like for the numbers that you have on the cars, but they make it like really rarely. It's not usually, and but actually it's different from here. And the big problem, I think, in France that we have in general is the energetic transition, like to pass to the nuclear to the sustainable energy, and but because nobody wants to make it, but actually it's like, yes, I don't know, we will have to think about it and to change because of all the problems that we have since a few years about the nuclear and all the emission that we have of the gas. And I don't know, but it's a big problem now because in March we will have these presidential elections, and every like candidates try to talk about it and say, yes, I will do this, but it's a big problem because all the companies don't want it, but the people want it, and it's like a big problem in France. But yes, I think this is the worst challenge that we have in France, and I don't think it would change a lot. But even if it's, yes, I think the sustainable energies, like all of this stuff, I think it can be really good for our country, but nobody wants to make it, so I don't know. I think it's the worst thing in France.
Okay, when it comes to pollution or this stuff, I never experienced this kind of level of pollution like here before in Germany. Even if I'm living in the west of Germany, and we have many cities on one place and a lot of industrial areas, and so you could expect to have a high level of pollution, but I never experienced that. And especially my hometown, we have many forests and parks and green areas. So the pollution is not really there. And also in the rest of Germany, we don't have so much pollution. Maybe it's also because we are very interested to use, I think we call it something like green technologies, and many young people started studying about engineering and producing machines or whatever for renewable energies, and we really use them. So you can see it in almost every city or part of Germany that they really try to use renewable energies and to make the life more green and sustainable.
The examples, the challenges from what you were saying, Lodine, and the examples of actually turning it into something positive and looking for changes and development, I think they are like really inspiring. And I hope that this discussion of like the transition and the need to see the transition to different, to more we say sustainable, right? The
or
sources of energy or green energy, that it will start in Poland, because I think it's just the very beginning, and there is a lot to be done from what I hear. And even the thing of making the cars, we sometimes have it that like, for example, you can drive your car just, I don't know, in total 3 times per week, right? Depends from the number you have or something like this. So there are some way to globally make our life more friendly for the nature and the environment, and we'll definitely continue. And there is still a lot of threads to discuss. Now let's listen to Adele, the French singer, and the song is titled Léa. During the song we started already to discuss the matter of the responsibility? Is the idea of caring about environment something of a personal choice, or it's a global problem that we can never fight? And this discussion started to have like kind of negative thoughts in the end and the conclusions, and we want to avoid it. We will try. I wanted to ask you about what do you think about some very precise recommendation that I found that could help us have our life more sustainable and more close to the nature, and just like in peace with ourselves and the environment. And I would start from something that actually I used as a title for our discussion, as the key expression for me, the life of less. So actually I phrase it like less is more. So would you agree that like doing less, spending less, consuming less can help, and how to be more responsible towards the nature? And maybe you have some examples about how you stopped the myself project, how I stopped buying for 1 year. I don't know, maybe you had some experiences like this.
Not too much yet. I mean, minimalism is in the last few months it was a big topic for me, because I started doing some research about it and thinking about it, and it's really interesting, and I think it's really worth to try on our own, because, for example, in general, minimalism is it doesn't mean to own nothing, but it means to that nothing owns you, and it means for myself, it means that all these things that you are owning, that you have at home. We really have to think about if these things make us happy or not, and because sometimes, for example, if you're interested in traveling or seeing the world or whatever, for example, having a lot of clothes or things that you actually don't really need, it cannot make you happy, because you always have to think, okay, can I take it with me, or where can I put it, or whatever, and this this holds you back, and it doesn't make you free, and so this is really kind of a goal for me, to minimize my own things, my belongings, to feel free, to feel more free, and to have the things that I really need and that I really want and appreciate, because actually we don't need really more.
So yes, she said all of that. Yeah, of course she is right. Yes, for me it's actually the same. I think it's like less, but about, for example, the consuming, you have to, for me it's like, if I not less, but if I just choose to consume differently, I think I will not give my money to people that I don't want, for example the big companies, or I prefer to give it to little farmers, or I don't know. So for me it's like less, I see it like this, like less money for them, and that's why for me I see it like this, like less, I consume less, but it's better for people, so for some people. So for me it's the same, and actually I thought the same than Stephanie about.
Yeah, but the problem is it's a big topic, and it always depends, for example, about clothing, about food, about the day that you are just living, and how you are living your day. And for example, when it comes to clothes, I already decided to donate, or to sell, or to get rid of a big part of my wardrobe, because it's just too much. And also when I want to buy new things, I really think about, okay, do I really want it? Am I happy when I have this or whatever? Because for example, I really love traveling, and I don't have too much money. So every time I'm in a shop and I see something nice that I would like to buy, I think, okay, do I really want to buy it, or do I want to put the money that I could save here into my jar for traveling? And it kind of is connected to each other, because when I'm on a road and when I'm going somewhere, I wouldn't need this piece of clothes. And so sometimes it takes long to, especially in the beginning when you start, start living kind of minimalism lifestyle. Because you are thinking a lot about okay, do I want to buy this or that or not, or yes or no. But I think in the end, when it's really like a habit for you and it's not new anymore and it's really your lifestyle, it's very easy and it really makes you happy.
Mm-hmm. I know that at home I have a box where I put all the money, and it was the idea of Stefanie at the beginning, and we have it together. And I always thought, okay, when I have, for example, some money in my pocket, I thought, okay, so I will use it for buying something that I don't really want or I don't really need, like clothes, for example, yes, or I just put it in. So I always put it in this box, and I thought, okay, it will be cool when I will open it. I will say, I have all of this to just travel and to go in some place and to buy something in this place, but it will be for me a memory, and just know, oh yes, I bought this here, and just don't think I will say, yeah, I bought it here because and it's like, for me it's something different and it's a little different, so it's really cool.
So from what you were saying, I see this idea of investing in maybe in some ways of spending time in like action, not in things, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of trying to save some money and maybe using it for some activity, for something you're actually performing, like is traveling. And do you imagine having your life like really the idea of the project of not buying almost anything for 1 year, that really happened, and there is a book written by one Polish author, very interesting one. The journalist decided to really consume much less of goods,
Mm-hmm.
and she managed, and it somehow changed her like view on stuff, on people also, but on goods, on things. And can you imagine that would you be interested, or maybe I put it that way, to take part in this kind of project of trying to be the real minimalist and not be able or to say yourself no for going for coffee, eating outside, buying new clothes, even buying books, like, trying just to reduce
Mm-hmm.
radically your spending. Do you imagine that you could take up the challenge like this?
Actually, for me, not this year, because we always wanted to try new place and just go to drink something and in the restaurant. So this year, no. And I don't think, really, honestly, I don't think I can make it, because, for example, I really need sometimes to say, okay, I wanted to buy it, and even if I don't need it, I'm sure that will be happy. It's not something about need, it's just I will be happy to buy it, so I will buy it. It's not, and even if it's close or if it's go to the restaurant. And for me, this moment of, for example, to go in a bar or in a restaurant, for me, it's, if I'm with friends, I can say, no, I will not go because I want to be minimalist. It's like, no, I just want to enjoy the moment. And so for me, honestly, I don't think I can make it.
Only honest answer. That's what I like. And it's very interesting what you said.
Okay, honestly, I think minimalism is very individual. So you can, if you are interested in becoming more minimalistic, you can start wherever you want. You can start in the bathroom and buying less, for example, cosmetic or whatever. You can start with your clothes. You can start, wherever you want. And of course, EVS is a big opportunity to make new friends and to live the moment and to have great experiences. So of course, this is something that I would invest in. Like, it's for traveling. Being with nice people and make memories, and this is what you can keep your whole life, and not not a product or something else.
Mm-hmm.
But minimalism in general is definitely one of my goals in life. I don't know how far I will go, because you cannot say that, okay, I'm a minimalist and every minimalist is the same, because everyone starts or ends somewhere else, and this is good, because it's about what makes you happy, and when you are happy with how much you reduce your waste of things or your consumption, whatever. And you are happy, you can stop. It's up to us. And but definitely I want to start, and I want to see how far I can go and how far I want to go.
And still feel comfortable and
Yes.
happy and satisfied, right, with the things in your life. I really like what you said, and I could make many comments on this, but maybe it's not so necessary. So we will just will come back to this discussion, and we will listen now again a song by Adele, Un type banal.
Zarządem. Program o organizacjach pozarządowych.
About eco-friendly lifestyle, living sustainable, close to the nature, responsible, balance, and all other adjectives that we can think tonight with Stephanie and Lodin. I'm discussing, and I wanted to ask you girls, do you have some ideas of so-called do-it-yourself practices, meaning that maybe there is some way of recycling or using some materials or leftovers that you can recommend. Maybe you've realized some project that was related with environment, or maybe you ever managed to involve other people to convince them to be a bit more thoughtful about daily practices towards that influence our environment. So I wanted to ask you about some experiences and maybe again like good practices, some events, something in your memory.
Yeah, when I think about do-it-yourself, I think about, for example, something to create something on my own for clothing or for whatever. And in this case, my mother is a dressmaker, so the topic is not too far away, and the idea to do something on my own. And we already did something together, and she's doing something for me very often, like bags or whatever. And I really want to learn to do it on my own, because it makes your life so much easier to be able to fix your old clothes, and if they are not too broken, to throw them away. What makes it also more sustainable, of course, just to do something individual, of course. And when it comes to other things, like for example using things that I already have for making something that I need more. Here in Krakow, especially, I when I buy some products for food or whatever, and I have the packages of it, some or glasses, whatever. And I need, for example, a jar to collect something inside. I love to make it look more nice, and to make it like individual and nice, and to use it again for something. And so I don't need to buy glasses or something to keep things inside here. I can just take what I have anyway, because I bought things in the supermarket that I needed. So this is also do-it-yourself for me, and also decoration in our room of Lodin and me.
It is.
What is there?
No, as she said, she makes things like this, and she make a lot, like trying to make many decoration of this.
Okay, another anecdote maybe. One day I saw a tree at a tram stop, and there was this piece of, I don't remember the name in English, but the piece I made maybe 2 meters.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, it would be nice for a decoration on the wall where I can put photos or other stuff to make it more, to make the room more nice. And so I took this kind of tree from. Sounds stupid, but it's actually just this long thing. Really long. And I brought it home and left it in my room for a while before I put it on the wall. And one day, Lodin and the other roommates of us came and said, "What the fuck is this? What is this? What did you bought here?" And I said, "Yeah, it's for decoration." And now I have a great decoration in my room with lights, and I will put photos on it and other stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and in the end, I can just take it and bring it outside, and it's in the nature again. Yeah. So it's only for living here, and it makes my life here more cozy and nice. And
actually, it's really cool. And for me, the same. Like my mother make many things like this, like for herself, like clothes and all of this stuff, bags especially. So yes, and I think I really wanted to make to be like her, and she make many decoration for the house too. And I have this. I think I have this from her, like to want to make many decoration. But actually here I don't take many times to make it, but. I think when I will go back to France, I think I really want to have my place, my flat, and so I think I wanted to make it really good, and so make many things by my own and just be proud of what I do. So yes,
and it's connected to creativity again. And
yep.
For example, we are working in kindergarten, and I don't know how it is for you, Ludin, but for me it makes me more creative, this work here, because I'm always doing something, drawing something, and here I really have the time also
yes.
to use this and to live my creativity here, and to start something with it and to create things.
Yeah, I think that, yes. When we work in the kindergarten, it's like this. Like you have always many ideas, because you have to have ideas for the children, like to make the day more cool for them. And so you thought, maybe I can make it at home and just have some ideas. And always when we make something for the parents, for example, we just thought, okay, it's good for us, but it's good for them too. So and after we keep it at home. Yeah. Take a lot.
So both of us, we and the children,
yes.
Really enjoy our time there.
And do you think that the creativity can match somehow the topic of caring about environment in your work? Do you think the children can be interested, or they are maybe neutrally interested in building something, creating something from
Definitely.
the waste or different ideas?
I think
Yes, because let's say when you are creative, when you are drawing something or painting or creating something, whatever, it's some kind of meditation, and you feel more grounded after that, and this again brings you more to connect, brings you the connection to nature and to the real life again, because you feel really good after that, and it's really like meditation, at least for me.
Yes. And we work in a kindergarten where they are really like engaged in the protection of the environment. So actually the children are always like, they have to make the recycling, they have to take care of the water, because always somebody is with them, like take care, because it's uwaga, because it's like just take care of the water and all of this stuff. So and always when we make some activities, we just use paper that we used before, or toilet paper and all of this stuff. So yes, I think they are really conscious about it, and they just make it with this. So yes.
All the caps of plastic bottles, for example, Ludina is really collecting them at home in our apartment to bring it to the kindergarten, because you can really start a lot of things with. Because I would also feel bad if I would always buy new things in a shop for creating something with the children.
Yes.
Why? When you can use the old stuff that you don't need and that you could recycle. Yes.
And that moment we could enter another big topic of the creativity of the children and of yours. So let's leave this topic maybe for some next time, as we are slowly closing our program. Thank you so much for this sharing, and thank you for being able to also talk about a lot of positive things and your ideas and your practices. I think it's really, really inspiring. For me personally, it is. So thank you for coming here and for sharing all this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah.
And it's definitely time to end our program. Thank you, Agnieszka. Agnieszka is the usual host of Poza Rządem, as you all know. And thanks to the producer of the program, Kamila. About the next program, you can learn on Radio Pryzmat website and on Facebook of Stowarzyszenie STRIM. So we will announce next topic, and I leave you with our last song, again Adele, w rąkach o park.